Look, today we're planning to study the story writing. Story, as all of you know, maybe normally you always write stories. A story a day you spend at the beach, your vacation, your last summer, and so on. Okay. But today we need to learn some new style of writing a story, not the random writing that we write. So there are some techniques that we need to follow. Okay. First of all, we should understand what the story consists of. I mean, when I write, what elements should be in my story? What I should write in my story? Any story logically happens in a place, right? Suggest places that you know any story can happen in. Who can suggest? Who can suggest a place for a story?
Garden.
Sorry?
Me, Mr. Maybe London?
Sarah, what you said?
I think garden.
Garden, okay, good. Kareem, what do you think? Kareem?
London.
London, it's a city, okay. What else? Hello, you can write your answer in the chat box. Yahya, Ahmed, what do you think? Imagine any place you may write your story in. Any place.
Like in the garden.
Yeah, we said in the garden. Where else?
In the
Yes.
beach.
Okay, at the beach or on the beach, not in, at or on.
Okay.
Yes. What else? Where else? Maybe at your house, at school, in the street, in the desert, in the cave, in a haunted house, in my friend's house, in the metro, on the station, in the airport, whatever the place is. Okay, great. So this is a place. We surely need a place in which the story events happen. Let's say when. I mean the time in which the story happens. Suggest times for a story in which it may happen. Quickly. Times. What time the story can happen in?
Like in the morning.
Exactly. Good job, Yahya. Like in the morning. It may happen in the morning. Where else? Or sorry, when? When else it may happen? Ahmed Hani.
Evening.
In the evening. Yes. Afternoon. At night. Late at night. In the midday. During the sunrise. During, yes, during the sunset. So here are different times, periods of time in which the story can happen. So now we learned two things: the place, okay, in which the story can happen, right? And what? The time also in which the story may happen. The time and the place are called setting. اسمهم ايه يا شباب؟
Setting.
Setting. So if I asked you what we mean by the setting of the story, simply you should say what? Huh?
The place of the story.
Only, yes, both, not only the place, but it is the place and the time. The place and the time. Okay, imagine when the story happened and also where the story happened. Great. Until now, you understand what we mean by setting? Huh? Understand?
Yes.
Or you need some question? Great. So we understand what the setting is. How to write the story in this setting, in which time and place. Who will be in this place? Huh? Who will act?
The character.
Exactly, the characters. So you need a time, you need a place, also you need characters like the one on the screen. Okay, like the one on the screen. So you have a time, you have a place, you have a character that will act in the story. Until now, you understand?
Yes.
Okay, look at this character. What type my character may be? I mean, should characters always be humans, people, ladies, girls?
No.
No. So,
No. Could
yes,
be an animal.
exactly. So the character can be also what?
An
Can be,
animal.
yes, can be an animal. Yes.
or anything.
Also, it can be a bird. It can be a ghost. I mean, imaginary creature. Okay. It may be also an alien, which is uh, a creature that lives in space, which is also imaginary creature. So you have characters. These characters will act or behave in the setting, which we mean by the time and the place of the events. Every part of these three should be described very clearly and interestingly when you write a story. So don't write randomly, and don't always try to write very weak descriptions about the place, because the description of the place is very necessary. I mean, to describe a place as it is a bright place is different from describing a place as it is dark, right? Let's see this description of places, how it is important, and in which correct way I can write my description. Pay attention, the characters, the setting, which is the time and the place, all should appear in the introduction of your story. So how to introduce a story? By giving a full account or a full description of the characters, the place, and the time. Let's see here. Number one, show and not tell. He means don't tell me directly that the place is calm. Don't tell me that the place is dark. Don't tell me that the place is bright. Okay? Don't tell me, but what? Show me. How you can show me? By the description. Okay? What to describe in a setting. And also we will study the features of the descriptive writing. The first question to ask yourself about is, what is the place of your story? What planet? What country? What region is the setting? Where you will write your story. Decide everything before you start writing. Number two, when is the story set? This is the time. So here we have the place and there we have the time. Then ask yourself, is this setting a real place or a fantasy place? Because it's very different. When you write a story in a real place, it's different from writing a story in an imaginary, unreal, or fictional place. Also ask yourself, what could a character in this setting hear? When you describe a place, ask yourself what the character can hear. Hear what? Hear the voices and sounds, logically. I mean, if we are in school, what the characters can hear? Hmm?
the voice
Voices of what?
of the teachers.
Or also voices of
Other students.
the students. Good job. Also, we can hear what in the school?
Can tell you the
Huh?
described by the noisy students.
Exactly. We can describe the noisy students. We can describe some two of my classmates who are fighting at each other, how they are noisy, how they are producing loud voices, and so on. I can hear also the bell ringing, right? At the break time, at lunchtime, at even at the end of the day. If we are describing a beach, what sounds we can hear? Sarah?
Yes.
If your story is written at the beach, what sounds characters can hear?
Characters,
The character can hear what? What sound they can hear?
they can hear the beach sound,
We can
and there
hear
is bird.
Huh?
Yeah,
what?
and there is birds. There's some birds are flying there.
Exactly,
Can
yes.
hear.
Good. We can hear the sounds of birds that are singing or chirping. Siu, 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 siu. What else they can hear at the beach? Huh? Yalla.
Sound of waves.
Exactly, perfect. I can hear the sound of the waves crashing on the rocks of the beach. What else? Or the seashore. So the sound of water. Jig, jig. What other sounds I can hear? You may hear the sound of children or kids playing at the beach. Some children are singing, some children are shouting, right? This is what we can hear at the beach. Great.
Children.
If you are in a place, abandoned house or a haunted house, it means a place in which nobody lives there. So what we can hear the sounds of the crickets, sounds of some insects, right? And also
Yes.
some of the animals like a dog, like a wolf, and so on. The sounds that can be heard in darkness. So imagine always what I'm saying now, what the character can hear in this place. What else? What the character can see. You can also describe what we can see at the beach, what you see in the garden, what you see in the airport. So what the character can see. Then what the character can touch. If there are some trees, very long trees that I can touch, if there are some soft sands that also I can touch, if there is some cloth, some clothes, maybe torn clothes, maybe some rags, what can you touch? You can touch the sands, you can touch the rocks, if it is tough, if it is soft, smooth, and so on. And what we can smell in this place, the smelling. You may smell the smell of the dust, smell of the mud, smell of flowers, whatever. So one of the most necessary elements when you describe a setting, that we use the five senses. Five senses. What we can hear, what we can touch, what we can see, what we can smell, and also what we can taste. These are the five senses on the screen. You see these pictures?
Yeah,
Great. So
Yes.
when you
Smell, sight, touch,
yes,
hearing.
exactly. When you describe a setting of a story, the introduction, or even inside your story, not only in the introduction, Imagine these 5 images. Smelling, describe what you can smell, what you can see, what you can touch, what you can hear, and also what you can taste. Okay? Any question about this part? You understand exactly what should I describe?
Yeah.
Any question?
No.
Okay, great. We agreed that we need to show, not to tell. Let's see this example about to show and not to tell. What we mean by show and not to tell. Read ya Kareem the last paragraph.
Often you can
No.
show
No,
rather.
no, ya Kareem. The third
Oh,
paragraph.
just a character's actions, feeling, thoughts, and speech can show us about their personality. It also can show us details about a setting. That means you can describe a person's actions. You can describe feelings of a person, and
Yes.
thoughts and speeches, and describing
Exactly.
settings and
So
personalities.
this is what we mean by show and don't tell. So don't tell directly what the character feels. Don't say he is angry, but show how he is angry by actions. If somebody is angry, how can he act? What actions we can do if we are angry? Who can describe? Who can tell me?
We sometimes can scream.
Exactly. Perfect, ya Sarah. Somebody may scream if he is angry. What else? How can you describe that somebody is angry?
Fight someone.
Fight with someone. He may punch somebody. Somebody maybe slam the door. لما تيجي ترزع الباب وراك وانت ماشي يبقى كده برضو ايه؟ You are angry. So instead of saying somebody is angry, don't say he is angry, but say what? Describe his actions. This point is clear?
Yes.
Also,
Clear.
describe his feelings, how he feels. This is same as he is angry, he is happy, but don't tell me that he is happy. Say that he is jumping up and down in his room. Say, oh, somebody's using his mic. Yeah. Okay. Also, the speech, he means by the speech, the words the character are saying. Also, everything we describe here, actions, feelings, thoughts, speech, this all show us the personality of the character. So don't tell me directly, but only, but only show me. Yes, don't tell. Until now is clear, inshallah?
Clear.
Great. Let's see an example, then I'll ask you to write an example. Read this example.
Max entered the room, which was really bright.
Yes, is this an example of show or an example of telling?
Can you repeat?
Is this an example of show or tell?
Show.
So what is the description here? He gave you the description directly, or you understood from what is written?
This is show because tell what he's telling to somebody.
So he is telling here or showing?
Showing.
No. شوفوا يا شباب. Show means the description is not direct. It means I can guess from what is described. Tell means the description is direct. Here, here he said the room was really bright. I guessed if the room is bright, or he told me directly. Huh?
He told directly.
So it is telling, not showing. Okay? Again, when the description is direct and I don't need to guess, it is telling, not showing. Showing means you will need to guess to understand the description. The description is not mentioned directly. Ahmed, repeat what I said.
What?
Repeat what I said. What we mean by show, what we mean by tell.
Telling is when you don't guess the answer. It tells you
Sorry?
directly. Telling is when you don't guess the answer. It tells you the answer directly. But showing is when it gives the description and you guess it.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. So let's see the showing and not telling here. Here is an example. Read, ya Sarah.
Perhaps Max eyes talks
While.
a while
To adjust.
to adjust to be the light.
To the light, yes. Here he is giving me that the room is bright. No. He gave me that his eyes take some time to be adapted to the light in the room. It means that the room is bright. So here is a way to describe the character's action to tell me what is described. Yahya, read the second description.
Which one? Green or blue?
Sorry?
Which one?
This one, the blue.
Oh, perhaps he feels his head
Headache.
itchy.
His headache.
Heather
Mm.
at sudden brightness.
Yes, somebody felt headache when he faced the sudden brightness. It means also the room is very bright. So don't tell the reader directly the description, but use longer descriptions to make the reader guess what is described. Muhammad, read the third.
Okay. Perhaps he hears the light bulb crackling
Bulb.
above him.
The light bulb
Yeah.
crackling above him.
Him.
Here is also when there is a light bulb in the room, it means it is bright or there is a great light. Ahmed,
Yeah.
fourth one. Ahmed.
Perhaps the room could even feel hot as lights often are.
Yes, also he gave you here a fourth description by saying the room could even feel hot as lights often are. He means when the light is always turned on, it makes the room feels hot. So all of these four description didn't tell me that the room was really bright, but he gave me description about the character's action, character's feeling, describing the atmosphere of the place, I mean how it looks like, how we can feel inside this place. These descriptions tell you or show you the description of the setting. So when you write a story, show and don't tell. Kareem, read the whole example now. Look here, the description of the setting in general. This is the final version of the description.
Okay.
Read, ya Kareem.
Max head pounded uncomfortably as he entered the building room, as his eyes slowly adjusted to the brightness. He heard the hum of the electricity crackling in the in the many bulbs. Above him, he stepped quickly across the room, his face heating up from the warm glow of electric lights.
Yes, great. All of these lines show you that the place is very bright and there are a lot of bulbs. There is no darkness. We don't need the sun beams or the sun rays because the place is already full of bright lights. Okay, this is show, don't tell. Max's head bounded uncomfortably as he entered the blinding room. Blinding room refer to how strong the light is in the room. Then he said, as his eyes slowly adjusted to the brightness. Adjusted to the brightness means to adapt to the brightness. يعني علشان يتعود على النور اللي في المكان. He heard the hum of the electricity crackling in the many bulbs above him. He stepped quickly across the room, his face heating up from the warm glow of the electric lights. So everything in this description show you what? Show you that the setting is what? Very bright, not dark. But we didn't say it very directly or very simply that the place is bright. Don't say that. For this reason, I repeat, show, don't tell. How to write this description? By using the 5 senses. Imagine what you can hear, what you can see, what you can touch, what you can smell, what you can taste in this place. Always when you write, use strong words that are adjectives or adverbs. If you look at here, he used the word bounded and uncomfortably. We studied the word bounded before. It means what? What bounded means?
It's bumping in the wall and going up and down. Going up and down.
Yes, exactly. Like, okay, Muhammad. So he moved, maybe happily, maybe angrily, uncomfortably. It means he's not comfortable. So he moved up and down because he's not relaxed. The word uncomfortably is an adjective. It's a very strong way to use. As he entered the blinding room, the word blinding is an adjective. His eyes slowly is an adverb. Adjusted is a strong verb. Then he said he heard the hum of the electricity cracking in the many bulbs above him. Then he said he stepped quickly. The word quickly is an adjective. The next line, his face heating up from the warm glow. The warm is an adjective. Okay, so also in your description, use what? A lot of adjectives and adverbs. Until now, I hope everything is clear. how to write a good description of a place of my story? Huh? I hope you understand how to write a description of a place in a perfect way. Again, use the 5 senses. Use also strong adjectives and strong adverbs. Show, don't, tell. I need you now to describe a place in a very short way. You don't need to write too much. Okay? Describe any place you want to write a story about. In this description, try to use or describe the 5 senses, what you can see in this place, in a strong way, what you can touch, what you can smell, what you can hear, in the same way on the screen. Is this clear? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, before you write, here is another example to be sure of how to write exactly. Look here what he said. Look at the first example. Here we are being told what the setting is like. This is the setting, as you see, maybe a cave, maybe a mountain-like place. It seems that it's very cold because there is some wet places, some dampness, maybe some effects or tips of rain. So he said very directly here, the cave was cold, dark, and damp. I don't want you to write like this description, but write a strong description like this way. Look here what he said. To describe a place that it is cold, it's better to say freezing, salty air, whistled fiercely into the rocky crevice. Whistled, it's like from the word whistle, okay? And a place is whistling or the air is whistling, it refers that the place is empty. In the desert, maybe. Then he said, a series of high-pitched planks echoed around in the gloom. Echo means producing an echoing sound. Okay, and plank, it's like the sound of movement or steps of a human, like, okay? So high-pitched planks echoed around in the gloom as water droplets raced each other down the cave walls. Look at this perfect description. This is a personification. He said, water droplets, the drops of water raced each other. Will the drops of water race each other? Surely no. It is an imaginary description. Each other down the cave walls, trickling into shallow puddles on the stony ground. So this is also a perfect description of the place using strong words, strong adjectives. You can also use the figurative language that we studied before. You can use a simile, a metaphor, and also personification. So also in the description, you can use the simile, the metaphor, and the personification. Okay, now I'll ask you to start writing your description about any place you like. Try hard to apply the rules in this box. Okay?
We write about a place.
Yes, any place you'd like. In this place, you can imagine a character acting.
You mean a
movie.
story?
Sorry?
You mean a story?
No, don't write a story. I said write a description of a place and introduction to the story, not a story, just introduction.
Okay.
A paragraph to describe the place of the story events. Okay, not a story. Okay, Muhammad, here is the task, Muhammad, on the screen, on this table. Okay, Muhammad, write quickly this paragraph. You don't need to write too long, even like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6 lines, for example. You understand what to do?
Yes.
So, Mr. We write
The word where, ya Ahmed, should be with the H. W-H-E-R-E, where the wind was strong. Look, ya Ahmed, instead of saying, oh, not like this. Yes, the wind was strong. If you can say better what? And the wind breaking everything it faces. This means what, ya Ahmed? It means that the wind is very strong. Right, ya Ahmed? Hello, Ahmed, you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so now I didn't tell him. I didn't tell directly that the wind is strong, but you can understand from my description that the wind is strong and grass on the ground. So destroy everything, even the grass on the ground. Okay? From this description, Ahmed, we can understand that the wind is what? Hi, Ahmed.
Strong.
Exactly. Homie saw a tree dancing. Exactly. This is a personification. He thought it was going to fall on him. He ran away. He was frightened. Also, this is a direct description. Instead of saying he was frightened, say he wasn't able to move even a step. He was staggering. This description shows that he is scared. Okay, he heard laughing noises. He had a strong headache. There were kids playing grass. What is this? What is this, Ahmed? Hello, Ahmed. Hello, guys. You hear me?
Yes. Why?
Okay, because I'm talking to Ahmed.
Mine. My hand have sent with you mine.
I saw it, ya Muhammad. This is yours, ya Muhammad, on the screen.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
don't.
Yeah, we were in the word where, ya Muhammad, is like this, W-E-R-E. Not like this. Okay. W-E-R-E. We were in the room. Ah, you mean here is the place. Okay. The room.
It's meant.
Smell without is. Say smell. smells, or we can smell that from the bad. What is this, ya Muhammad? This part is not correct. Room, here is what you wrote. Okay, room is smelled that from the bad smell. Oh, here. Oh, you mean it has a bad smell, ya Muhammad, right? Muhammad,
Oh, yes.
not like this, ya Muhammad. So the room smells nasty and offensive. You can't breathe from the dirt around you. Look at this description, Muhammad.
Okay.
This is a better description I need you to use. So use adjectives that show not to tell. Okay.
Okay.
That from the bad smell we coughed a lot. One L, Muhammad. And we heard nothing at all. At the time it was so hard to breathe because AU. The smell was like a poisonous, POISONOUS. Poisonous smell. Full stop. Boom. This is an automatopoeia. Okay. Exclamation mark. Maya told us that she has had a tobacco. The sweet. What is this, Muhammad?
Stems. Stems.
What does it mean, Muhammad?
It came in my mind.
Sorry?
It came in my mind.
Okay, it's correct, but it comes to your mind without knowing its meaning.
Yes.
How?
Someone.
Okay. When something is like the plants are dying out, they are dead. When the plant is yellow, you can describe it as stale, staleness of tobacco, enveloped here. And he shivered, great. And at sudden, he jerked us. Okay, Muhammad, thank you. Guys, anybody finished?
I almost finished.
Huh?
I almost finished.
Okay, Sarah. So, Ahmed Hani. Ahmed and Muhammad.
Yes.
For you, start answering answer the homework of the last session now. Okay? Ahmed Hani, you heard what I said?
What?
Answer the last homework now.
Okay.
Muhammad Khalil, do the same as Ahmed. Okay. Here, Kareem, you just said the room is dark, didn't have light. Okay. You used the word bright, the word hot. So everything in your description is direct. It means you used telling, not showing, which is incorrect. So we don't need to say the room is dark. Instead of dark, Kareem, you can say, okay, I didn't like the room. Instead of when it is dark, you can say, because you see nothing, or you hit the walls if you try to move right and left. This shows what? You see, Kareem, this part, it shows that it is dark, okay? And instead of saying the room was very hot, and you said it was hot as the sun, it is repetition. So the room was very hot is not necessary, okay? Say the room was hot as the sun and fire when you are trying to get warmer. Now is better. Okay, thank you, Kareem. You can leave it, Kareem. Sarah, I'm waiting for you.
Mr. Can you check?
Omar was in a place where the wind was too cold. Instead of saying it's too cold, say the weather is freezing. Okay, Yahya?
Okay.
The weather is freezing. The same description as we read in the screen when we said the droplets of water, the droplets of the rain raced against each other. This is a good description. When you say race against each other to describe the droplets of water as they are racing, as if they are running. Okay, Yahya?
Okay.
A piece of the wood fell from a wooden house. He entered inside, but he didn't find anyone inside. He then started to hear crack sound. Yes, this is correct, because of the wind. He saw spider webs. Exactly. جدع يا يحيى. شاطر. He was in the dark. Omar entered the room and he was surprised because the room was hot. The last part better to be corrected. Instead of saying it's very hard, say it's the room was boiling, as if you burned some fire or you set some fire. Okay, Yahya?
Okay.
Always, Yahya, make your description interesting. Thank you, Yahya. Have a nice day. You can leave. Ahmed and Muhammad, we are waiting you to finish your task. Sarah, what about you?